Good morning and welcome to Rise and Shine Manitoba with Luna Brigid. I'm excited, so you should be excited. We have some amazing and exciting new segments and news coming up, which, hey, you won't know unless you tune in. So, wherever you are, please raise your coffee mugs and cheers with me as I say, Rise and Shine Manitoba. Welcome back to Rise and Shine Manitoba with Luna Brigid. So, some exciting news. MBNS TV has always been a separate broadcasting network from ASTV, of course, owned and operated by ASTV Productions. There we go. I said the wrong word. ASTV. There we go. However, now MBNS TV and ASTV are combining just under ASTV. So it makes it a little bit simpler on our end as well as your end. So, we would like to introduce some of the amazing shows that we have on ASTV Productions. And in fact, after this quick commercial break, we will have our first guest, Graeme Forsyth from the ASTV family. So, Rise and Shine Manitoba. I'll be right back after this quick message. Welcome back to Rise and Shine Manitoba with Luna Brigid. I'm here with Graeme Forsyth from the Prospect Show and Coffee with Graeme. So, good morning, Graeme, and thank you so much for coming on my show today.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Luna. It's great, and I saw that you raised I'm not sure if it was a mug or something, but you raised something to the morning. So I got the Coffee with Graeme mug right here. Cheers. So gonna cheers you here. It's a wonderful morning. I'm happy to be here.
100%. Thank you, Graeme. So I guess speaking of your amazing shows, to start us off, what is the Prospect Show and when does it air, please?
Well, the Prospect Show is a show where I sit down with the prospects or players from around North America and hockey leagues from U15, AA, AAA, U18, AA, AAA, high school leagues, the CSSHL, which is a prep school league, stuff like that. And yeah, just any leagues that these players are making some noise in, and it's a lot of fun. I've had a chance to interview some amazing people, some amazing kids, and yeah, there's every Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time here on ASTV Productions.
Nice. So Fridays at 8 p.m. And I love that you interview like students, and like as a teacher myself, I think that's amazing. I think that integrating and highlighting our talented athletic youth is essentially preparing for the future, because they will be our future LeBrons, our future. I don't know many names, so that's one of the few I know. So don't shoot me. But yes, that is exciting. It sounds like and seems like viewers get the chance to see new prospects before anyone else, which is exciting.
Yeah.
So I guess on that, Hugh, what would you say is a current prospect in each of hockey, football, and baseball?
Well, we've only been covering hockey, and the WHL Bantam draft got pushed back to December of this year. But I've had a chance to interview one of the prospects that's supposed to go pretty high up in that draft. A lot of scouts have him going number 2 overall, right behind Berkeley Cadden. But yeah, I had a chance to interview Macklin Celebrini in my not this past week's episode, like on this past Friday, but a while ago now, and it was fun getting to interview him. He's insane. His release is nuts. He's got great edge work, great skating ability, amazing hands, and he's he's going to make a WHL franchise if that's where he's planning to take his next step in hockey. Very happy.
No, that's awesome. And I like that. And then to our viewers watching, if you want to check out Graeme's interview, all of our shows, including the Prospect Show, are saved on our website at amateursports.tv. So if and when you are interested in watching any Graeme shows, check out our website, check out his a list of episodes, and you can catch up on all of the previous episodes that you may have missed. So I guess connecting to that, honestly, I can't wait to watch the Prospect Show. I like kind of knowing some information beforehand. So mark your calendars this Friday at 8 p.m. The Prospect Show with Graeme Forsyth. So your other show, Coffee with Graeme, we briefly introduced that earlier on in this segment, but I'd like to know more. So similar question, could you please elaborate more on what is Coffee with Graeme and when it airs, please?
Yeah, so Coffee with Graeme airs every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Time. It used to be 10:30 a.m., but we moved it back 30 minutes. And yeah, what it basically is, it's a lot more of a wider, I guess, wider scope. I think that's the word, but something like that. It's a lot more talking to high school athletes. I talk to a lot of female athletes as well from the MFHL, which is the Manitoba Female Hockey League here, which is the top hockey league for U18 players at that AAA level. And I also interview players from the Saskatchewan Female U18 AAA League, which is the equivalent of the MFHL in Saskatchewan. And yeah, I've had a chance to interview a business owner. That was like my second interview ever on Coffee with Graeme. I was not as good as I was back then, but yeah, I have a chance to interview a lot of great people on that show as well, and it's a lot of fun getting to do Coffee with Graeme every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Time.
No kidding. It sounds like you get to interact with people on a daily basis and do it as your job, which why not?
Yeah.
And as a female myself, I love that you interview so many women. And honestly, when I first found out about ASTV Productions and went on their website, your show was the first I watched just because I saw like there was the still of the video, like, and I noticed there was the still was you talking to a female. So me being a female, I'm like, hey, let's see what's on this episode. So thank you. I really appreciate that. And so since you kind of alluded to your next show being coming up soon, more specifically tomorrow 10 a.m. mark your calendars. Would you please be willing to give us a little hint or tidbit as to maybe a special guest you might have on the show tomorrow?
Yeah, I forgot to mention that we're doing a Coffee with Graeme newscast now every Monday, and we just dropped the episode today, which is awesome. I hope that a lot of people enjoy it. But yeah, I hinted at who's going to be the guest. Well, I flat out said who the guest is going to be. It's Caitlin Cadrain. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but we'll find out in tomorrow's episode. But Caitlin plays in the Saskatchewan Female U18 AAA League. She just signed a commitment recently on March 15th to play her university hockey at Maryville University for the upcoming 2021-2022 season. And she's a senior goaltender. She's had a chance to win a championship back in 2018-19 with the Saskatoon Stars. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun just talking to Caitlin about why she chose Maryville, why she's enjoyed her time with Saskatoon so much, and just a whole lot of other stuff too.
Well, I want to watch it. So tune in to today's episode of Coffee with Graeme. I think it's empowering, especially when when they succeed at such a young age. It makes the teacher and me really happy and proud that our youth are going after their dreams. So I would love to keep chatting with you, Graeme, but unfortunately we have other segments. But thank you so much for being on the show. I know I will check out your shows, and to our viewers, if I want to watch it, you should watch it. So go online, check out Graeme Forsyth's The Prospect Show and Coffee with Graeme. And again, any episodes you've missed, all of our episodes of all of our shows are saved on our website, even Rise and Shine Manitoba. So go on our website, check out his shows. So thank you so much, Graeme, for coming in today, and you have a good day.
You too, Luna. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks. Bye.
Have a good one.
Okay, so we have so much more to talk about. I know my coffee's only begun to kick in, so the caffeine is just getting up. So My energy's racing, so let's keep going. So Rise and Shine Manitoba, we'll be right back after this quick message. Welcome back to Rise and Shine Manitoba with Luna Brigid. I am having such a fun time this morning on our nice little Monday morning. The sun is shining, and let's keep going. So coming up next, we are going to have the Farm Report with Harry Siemens, brought to you by Wolf Enterprises. So hello and good morning, Harry. How are you doing on this wonderful Monday morning?
If I was any better, I couldn't stand it.
Well, there you go. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, that's real good.
Right? So, Harry, what is the latest in farming?
You know, there's so much happening. You know, we're first and foremost, we have the whole issue and discussion with the federal government regarding the carbon sequestering, carbon credits, carbon tax, all that stuff. And you know, there are some things that are happening there that I think is very detrimental to farming and agriculture, you know, where farmers are going to have to continue to pay. And yet farmers have for many years, like I farmed with my father back in 1960. That's going back. And Dad was a big farmer, and he was a great farmer. He was on the cutting edge, but the cutting edge back then isn't the same as the cutting edge that my nephew and my brother farm today. They've made so many changes. You know, people sometimes forget that the farmer depends totally on the environment. If they were anywhere wanting to destroy the environment, they wouldn't have a place to raise their family. They wouldn't have a place to raise their income and so forth, and feed the world. So I'm really concerned about what's going to be happening with the entire carbon credit, carbon tax basis, but we'll do a more in-depth program on a later date.
Well, no kidding, and that even makes sense because we discussed, I think last week, that farmers are so adaptable that you'd think a trade where they deal with agriculture, they would be trying to adapt and move towards a more sustainable future. So I'm so sorry that it's been rough on the farming front.
Well, you bet. And you know what? And for the most part, the word is there, adaptable, but we can only adapt so much. And if they keep taking the profits away, it's going to be more difficult to adapt.
Well, no kidding. And so it seems like there's a lot of change in the air. I know, for example, over the weekend, first day of spring. So I guess the official first day of spring has been March 20th, even though it's felt like it's been beautiful weather for the past couple of weeks. So I guess on that hue, with it now being officially spring, what is the next step for farmers preparing their new spring crops?
Well, they've spent the last couple of months, you know, the first 3 months, the last couple of months of these 2020, you know, wrapping up the last year, getting ready for this year. And so spring planting for some people is right around the corner. You know, normally we would be looking at the middle of April, the last week of April, where we could start to go in southern Manitoba. But now we're March 22nd. It's so dry out there that some farmers are going to be tempted to turn that soil. So when it gets windy, we're not going to have that soil blow away. And because we had very little snow in this part of the world, farmers are looking for runoff. There is no runoff, you know, to fill up the sloughs, to fill up the storage ponds for potato irrigation and so forth. So right around the corner, we hope it isn't going to be as quick. We're still waiting for moisture, but spring planting is right around the corner, believe it or not.
Well, you know, like you mentioned that, and in a sense, that's a little bit shocking to me, just because I remember as a kid, we had like a small garden in our backyard, and I remember it was the May long weekend, and granted, this was maybe about 15 years ago, so 15, 20 years ago. So, global warming and climate change hasn't really been a thing yet at that point. So I remember we would get our crops ready for our garden in May. So to hear you say basically 2 months earlier, hey, it's kind of, it seems like farmers are forced to start plowing now, even though the ground is really dry.
Well, yeah, and it isn't that way all over the place. I mean, the further west we go from where I am, the further north they had more snow. So of course they're not going to be on it. But we're here in southern Manitoba, and we're going to have to wait and see. We can get rain, we can still get snow, and so we'll have to wait and see. But for right now, on the farmers' minds, a lack of moisture. Secondly, the tractors are primed and not running maybe, but they're ready to go, and we'll be planting before we know. But you mentioned you were a kid 15 years ago. I'm still a kid, so
we're all kids at heart.
That's right. And so that's good. You know what? Keep up the good work. It was a great interview. I just watched the tail end of the last one. That's the kind of stuff we need to see and hear. Positive, and let's just keep motoring and keep going forward.
Oh, well, thank you. You're very kind. I'm a very quirky person. It's like people will love it or they hate it. So if they love it, great. If they hate it, well, that's your decision. So I guess,
yeah, right on. Oh yeah.
Like honestly, you had so much wealth of information in that last question. So I want to quickly elaborate on one quick thing. So you mentioned that farmers are looking for the word you used was not drip offs, runoffs. Sorry, runoffs. With, of course, there being less snow this year. So if they can't find runoffs, what are they theoretically supposed to do? Because then otherwise, your planting soil is dirt, not soil. There's a,
you're right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's it's and my dad farmed 55 years, and I think he had one crop failure, and then it was too much moisture. We have very few crop failures with either too much moisture or too little moisture. We live in a great place, but when we can't, I mean, there are many areas where we've got man-made water systems that depend on water from the rivers and so forth. But the lower everything comes, and the more we use from all of that, it's a challenge. But you know what? I'm not about one to say it's all doom and gloom. It's not. Agriculture will continue to be there, and at the same time, but there are some things that one can't do if we don't have moisture.
No kidding. Well, then let's hope that Mother Nature gives us a reward and maybe gives us some rain for this great weather.
Yep, good rain. Yeah, you meant. If we could get 2-3 inches of rain, and we're spoiled. We would like it over a 3-day period, but if it comes quicker, so be it.
Right. So yeah. I guess for our last question, because again, I love chatting with you, but we only have so much time. So our last question of the segment, in our remaining time, Harry, what are your final farm thoughts that you would like to give our amazing viewers?
Well, you know what? Never forget that the farmer is the one that feeds the world, but there are only so many farmers. 1.5, maybe 2% of the population. There's a whole nother, a larger supplier group that also helps us feed the world. And the other thing I want to let you know, and if you eat, Luna, you're involved in agriculture.
I like that. Farmers feed the world, and if you eat, you're involved in agriculture. So if you eat, unless you're a hermit, which I'm not judging, you're a hermit that has a self-sustainable acreage that grows everything, unless that's your life, you should take some time out of your day today and thank a farmer. So
absolutely, every day. You bet. Very good.
Well, on that, Hugh, thank you, Harry, for being both a farmer for decades and feeding decades worth of people, and also thank you for being on the show. Like I say, it's true, but I'll say it every day. You are a joy to talk to on the show, and I'm always excited to have you on my schedule every Monday morning. So mark your calendars. Make sure to check out the Farm Report every Monday morning with Harry Siemens. So thank you so much, Harry, and we'll see you again next Monday.
Have a good day.
Thanks, you too, Harry. Bye-bye. Alrighty, well, we still have so many other exciting new segments. And after this quick commercial break, we are going to have Lorena from our Evolution Greenworks TV show on ASTV. So please do not go away. Please stay tuned. Rise and Shine Manitoba will be right back after this quick commercial break.
Why go solar? Why go solar? Solar is better than ever. Our revolutionary design and inverter equipment with the latest in solar panel technology for the ultimate in-home and business security. That's right, I said security. Grid security and security of your home are linked. Fortify your future today with a battery backup system. No maintenance, quiet running. Did you know in Manitoba, grid-connected, off-grid, and battery backup systems are 100% right off in the year you purchase for any company or farm? Do you want to back up your internet, keep your tills running, and the lights on? We can install a system that is right for you with battery backup fully capable of taking on all those essential loads and keeping you running. When you call our experts at Evolve Green, ask about getting your free energy audit today. Call or email today to find out what system works best for you. 1-866-5EVOLVE or support@evolvegreen.ca. Also, be sure to check out our website at www.evolvegreen.ca.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Manitoba with Luna Brigid. So as I mentioned earlier, ASTV has always been a separate broadcasting company while still owned and operated by ASTV Productions. However, MBNS TV and ASTV Productions are now combining to just make it simpler and easier for everyone as just ASTV Productions. So we are looking for advertisers to partner with us on all of our shows, including Rise and Shine Manitoba and Women in Business, both hosted by moi, as well as all of our amazing shows we're showcasing on our show today. So we previously showcased the Prospect Show and Coffee with Graeme, and in a couple minutes, we're going to showcase our Evolution Greenworks. So if you want to take part in this amazing opportunity and own a business and want to advertise on any of my shows or any of the shows featured today, or heck, any of our other amazing shows, let me or us know. We would love to work with you. And not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm saying I'm a fairly honest, sincere, and quirky, strange person. But there's a benefit to that. It means I am super personable, and I would love to work with you. And I mean work with you as a partner. So I'm excited. You're excited. So if you have and own a business and want to take part in this, please let me know. So stay tuned. Right after the break, we will have Lorena from Evolution Greenworks. So don't go away. And Rise and Shine Manitoba is going to be right back after this quick break. There we go. Words working again.
Think Systems Beauty College is a little bit unique in respect to the way we teach our program. We don't do so much structure and learning and block teaching. Everybody can move along at the pace that suits them. Everybody can move along at the pace that suits them. If they can move faster, they do so. Therefore, learning everything earlier and getting more practice in all segments of hairstyling as opposed to just being stuck in one section for a certain period of time. So we try to accommodate all the different learning styles.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Manitoba with Luna Brigid. I am here with the beautiful and wonderful Lorena Lorena Mitchell from Evolution Greenworks. How are you doing today, Lorena?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for inviting me, Luna. It's very exciting to be on your Rise and Shine Manitoba. As you know, we're all on the same networks now, so this is pretty exciting news.
Yes.
And I'm really enjoying it. I started working with MBNS probably last November, and we're going into episode 12 already. We're a weekly show. Can you believe that? 12 episodes already. So it's been really exciting.
No kidding. I was so happy to have you on the show. I've seen your show before. You are a bright, smiley face, and as a fellow strong female, I was like, yes, I would love to have her on my show. And you're right. It's a great way to promote other hosts in our own ASTV family and promote our other wonderful shows. So thank you so much. Honestly, I believe with all of the environmental issues and disasters right now that the earth is calling out for help, 100%. So yes, like I said, I love and support your show tremendously. So for any of our viewers who haven't seen your show, can you please tell me more about it and when it airs, please?
Well, it's really a combination of my life and networking with the industry. So that would be upcyclers, recyclers, policies, companies that are doing different types of renewable energy, creating new technology straight across the board. Even our farmers, as you had Harry Siemens on, I did get to catch his show there, and with the farm report. And I do a lot of systems for farms, and farms are actually right in the forefront of environmental issues, whether it's impacting them or trying to figure a way through them. So we've done a lot of different things. One of our shows was on carbon capture equipment, actually. We also had airships, but coming up, we're also in the next couple weeks going to have some of our experts on telling us what the cost of a building is. So when you're building something and you're doing, let's say, a passive house versus, all these different new things you can employ to be more environmentally friendly, whether it be adding a solar system or what have you, they actually can tell you how much your building's going to cost you over 10, 15, 50 years. So that's pretty exciting. That is coming up really soon. We're going to have some solar companies on coming up too. But it's pretty exciting. The direction is so wide because really all of us are now doing something for the environment. This is the reality of every single Manitoba household now. You've got people that recycle things. You've got people choosing less packaging when they purchase. They're all doing all different things, but whether it's even installing new windows. Why? Because they want to save energy. That's also saving the environment. Replacing some of your old equipment and getting more energy efficient ones. Those are all great things. So I believe it's about showcasing different things so that people can take to heart what works for them.
I like that. And I like how you have a genuine passion for what you do. It's not just you're doing it to get a paycheck every 2 weeks, but you're doing it because you genuinely have a love and passion for the environment, for Earth, and for making it, like you said, a more sustainable place.
I really devoted my life to that. And it's really come from a special place. I'm actually have a Scottish background. I'm Canadian, but I have a Scottish background. And they used to call it cheap, but my mom did like organic gardening and thermal loading for the house. She put a greenhouse on the front of the house and then had containers of water to store the heat energy and then release it back into the house at night. So I actually come from a lifetime of that. So I just employ what I know, and I love learning. So I'm learning something new every day.
No, I think that's admirable. And I like that you mentioned earlier on about the technology, because I believe that's essential because we live in the technology era. Heck, what we're doing is via technology. We're broadcasting from the comfort of my own pink, colorful home. So yes, so just as the technology advances, so do environmental projects need to advance technology-wise too. So I like that you're also in line with that too. So I know you kind of briefly hinted on this, but what was the inspiration behind creating the show Evolution Greenworks?
Well, it's kind of funny. I guess I had long thought about something like that. And when Glenn and I got together and talked about it, he was trying to get me to come on the Women in Business segment, which I eventually did.
Nice.
And then he wanted to talk about what I could contribute to a solar piece, a PV talk or something like that, or the How You Do That show that's coming for ASTV. And then when I started talking about all the different avenues of this, he said, this is a show. And I went, yeah, I guess it is. So although it was sort of there, but not there, and then it just sort of happened. It was like that. So just boom, there you go. I'm now the host of this Evolution Greenworks, and it's been so exciting. I really enjoy talking about all these different things airships, solving Manitoba's transportation issues. I mean, do you realize it costs $33 million? Sorry, for 33 kilometers of to build a highway up north? Just 33 kilometers is $100 million. Well, I've got my numbers right. $100 million would actually support an airship industry here, so that you could carry even whole houses up into the north, all ready to go. Can you imagine solving housing insecurity issues up north? And all of the winter road problems. I mean, so there's been some amazing guests on my show, and I have more lineup coming that is just, I can't wait. I just can't wait. Like I said, I'm learning all the time, and I really enjoy talking to our guest speakers and them sharing with us.
I love that. And even like we're mentioning about how it's $130 million to literally lift houses and move them up north. I thought of just there are some northern countries. I think Iceland is one of them. I could be wrong, but I think Iceland is, where their entire country is 100% renewably resourced. And if it's the wrong country, I apologize to the country itself. But if it's that country, I know there was one where they used energy within the earth, and they actually cooked food in the dirt. So there's a documentary on Netflix, and I can't remember it was the first episode, but yes. So
yes.
That's why I love that you're going in this direction. Yeah.
We definitely have enough available energy to do it. So you have energy in the ground, which is geothermal. You have energy in the air, which is air source heat pumps. You have energy from the sun. You have energy from the wind. You have energy from the waves. You can do that. Nikola Tesla pulled energy and transported energy wirelessly. All of this stuff has been buried. It's not like we don't know it. It's there. The technology is there. And now we don't have things holding us back. A lot of corporate greed has held back this industry because really energy is everywhere. And if you know how to harvest that, you could do that for free. And that's the long and the short of it. Nobody wants you to know that. That's absolutely the truth, though.
No kidding, though. And I agree with you when you said that a lot of things are hidden, and I'm not trying to be negative or anything, but it seems
Nope.
like the natural remedies for a lot of things in this world aren't always known to the public, and it's in a sense kind of sad. So I would love to keep chatting on this, but because we're running a long time, I have one last available question for the segment, please. For the last remaining minutes, or minute, I would say, I would like to ask, what inspired you to want to make the world a better place?
Well, I'm not sure if it's making the world a better place, but I certainly have always felt that I can at least make my corner of it better. I believe in treating people the way I want to be treated. Everybody, if if you can just treat the environment the same, with the same respect. It's about respect and about having an environment that is there for your children. And there's all different takes on climate change. To me, climate is always changing and has always changed in history. Humans do impact the pollution. I know of areas where cancer rates are 50% higher because of flare gas. And that's only less than a couple of 100 kilometers from the Manitoba border, by the way. Whole communities are suffering. So if you think that humans don't have impact, I think you need to think again. And our mandate, my mandate here in Evolution Greenworks, is to show you all the different ways you can impact and help. And they're not all going to work for everybody, but that's not the point. The point is that there is so much technology out there. There's so many better ways to do things. And if we can get that message out there and talk about how Manitobans and Canadians are changing the world, I want to be there. I want to be telling everybody about that.
Well, thank you. And I think that one of the lessons I taught you, one of the lessons that you taught me, there we go, from this segment is that even if you can't change the world in 1 minute, what matters most is you changing your own right now. So doing one step
Absolutely.
that can change the future. Even if every person does that one little thing, all of a sudden we're living in a much happier, healthy
Absolutely.
universe.
People feel they don't have a voice, but they absolutely do. And the reason why the environmental industry is changing so radically now is because of all those voices that are now speaking up and saying enough. And that's where we need to be. That's where we are.
Well, thank you, Lorena,
Thank you.
for being one of those voices that you just described. So again, this has been an amazing segment. You are a joy to have. I love seeing your happy smile, and I hope we can do this again sometime. So to our wonderful viewers, mark in your calendars every Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Evolution Greenworks. If it helps, it's right. It's the same time, but the day before Women in Business. So Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Evolution Greenworks. So thank you so much, Lorena, and have a wonderful morning.
You have a wonderful morning. Thanks for having me on the show. Bye, Luna.
Bye. Alrighty, so please don't go away. We still have more to come. Rise and Shine Manitoba with Luna Brigid. We'll be right back after this quick message from Evolve Green.
Why go solar? It's not just for the environment, although that is a great reason. Did you know that when you install your new solar plant, you are only paying 7 cents per kilowatt? That's right, 7 cents! Solar is now cheaper than buying electricity, 25% cheaper than buying it from Manitoba Hydro. Going solar is different from any other investment you will make in your life, as you will retain the value on your roof. Solar does not depreciate like other investments do, and unlike a GIC, your investment will start paying you from day one. And when you choose to sell your home, well, you will get the cost of the solar back, as this investment rarely depreciates. When choosing solar, look for high-end products like microinverters with 10 to 25-year warranties. Make sure your installation is done by a professional. We are Evolve Green, and we are celebrating 12 years in the industry and can help you put your roof to work for you. Ask also about your options like battery backup for when the grid fails, and how about solar heaters to get rid of snow buildup. Are you a farm or a business? Did you know that your solar is a 100% tax write-off? Yes, that's right. You can write off all the cost for the solar in the year you purchased it. This is a perfect investment for any business. In Manitoba, the portion a resident customer sells to Hydro is also a tax write-off in the first year. Farms pay no PST on solar systems. We build, design, and supply the best in solar power for both on and off the grid. For experts you can trust, call or email Evolve Green today. 1-866-5-EVOLVE or support@evolvegreen.ca.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Manitoba with Luna Brigid. So, some announcements. We are going to have many more exciting new segments coming up, including our health and beauty segment brought to you by Pure Anada Cosmetics in Morden. Our health and wellness segment from Pembina Valley Physiotherapy and Injury Center. Cindy Grenier, Real Estate's Property of the Month segment, showcased from our Real Answers in Real Estate TV show on Thursday nights and at 7 p.m. and so much more. And remember, we are also looking for advertisers to partner with us on and advertise on all of our TV shows, including Rise and Shine Manitoba, Women in Business, both hosted by moi, as well as all of the wonderful shows showcased on this episode. So the Prospect Show, there we go, Coffee with Graeme, and Evolution Greenworks. Please trust me, those are all amazing shows, as well as our other ASTV shows are amazing as well. I'm very proud of the company I work for. So if you own a business and would like to advertise with us, please let me know. I would love to partner with you. And lastly, mark in your calendars. I say it every week, and I'll say it, and I'll say it again. Every Mondays at 10 a.m., Rise and Shine Manitoba with Luna Brigid, this crazy, quirky blonde. It's fun. It makes your Mondays more enjoyable, I think. So I say this every week, but please trust me, you will not want to miss it. So I've had so much fun this episode. And so as we sign off, wherever you are, please raise your coffee mugs and cheers with me as I say, Rise and Shine Manitoba. Have a wonderful morning and stay safe. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching.
Think Systems Beauty College is a little bit unique in respect to the way we teach our program. We don't do so much structure and learning and block teaching. Everybody can move along at the pace that suits them.
Well, it's a combination of being both independent and dependent, which I like because you have a little bit of both, and it makes it fun because you can go on your own and create new styles and whatnot. And yeah.